Hi, I'm Becky, and today we're going to uncover how Amazon's Capacity Manager can be a secret weapon for your brand to maximize your holiday season selling success. In this video, we're going to delve into the Amazon Capacity Manager. I'm going to show you how it can help your sales strategy during especially the busy Q4 season on Amazon, helping you to stay ahead of the competition. So make sure to stick around for a unique strategy tip at the end of the video that can make all the difference for your Q4 sales. Okay, let me share with you what the Amazon Capacity Manager is. That is a tool that Amazon has designed to really help sellers manage their storage space, specifically when you're using Amazon's fulfillment centers. And there's going to be even things in that tool that allow you to do things like bidding for extra storage space capacity for maybe more fast selling products. Within that tool, you can also find additional tools like the FBA dashboard, and that's going to help you monitor how much capacity you're currently using and actions that you can take to really optimize the inventory that you do have there to improve things like your sell-through rate and sales velocity on Amazon. So let me share with you some tips for optimizing inventory during Q4. Forecasting accurately. This is really important. So you want to use historical sales data, but you also want to use Amazon's demand forecasting to really predict Q4 demand. And this is found under that restock inventory, so you can see what is predicted for upcoming sales forecasting based on your current sales and projections. Historical data is also good though, I think, because that'll give you a baseline, especially because we're looking at Q4, which is always going to be typically higher sales velocity than the rest of your year. And that's when demand forecasting is going to help. Hopefully you've been growing every year and your sales have been going up every month. But if you didn't already, make sure to watch this video here where I have a video talking about your Amazon marketing strategies for more sales growth. So also you want to prioritize fast selling products. So you want to ensure that you have adequate stock for items that historically are selling quickly during Q4 on Amazon. Make sure to watch my video here on the effects of running out of inventory. I think you're going to find that very helpful because that's something you want to obviously prevent during Q4. Let me share with you some common mistakes and how to avoid them. So one common mistake could be overstocking. You don't want to basically have too much capital tied up in especially slower moving inventory. You want to focus more on your high demand items. You will pay more FBA fees than in the past. So it is also important to prioritize for that reason of what actually does sell. Another mistake would be ignoring your data insights. Amazon gives you a lot of data-driven insights. They give you a lot. You don't want to use just kind of how you think that a product is going to perform. You're really wanting to see what Amazon's business reports are telling you, to see what's going on for each product, and really evaluating the product in different areas within how it's performing on Amazon. Also, last minute planning is a mistake. You don't want to be preparing Q4. You want at the last minute. You want to be preparing ahead of time, well in advance, to avoid rush decisions and errors, especially with the deadlines that are approaching quickly for when inventory even needs to be at Amazon for Q4. And I will have a link in the description box below that will show you those current timelines and deadlines, and it's going to take you to a page right within your Seller Central, so you'll know everything you need to know, because I can tell you the date, but it might change, so I want you to make sure you have the most up-to-date information there. And that's going to be for this year. Now also make sure to like and subscribe to our channel so you can make sure that you have your best-selling year on Amazon this Q4 and be the first to know when we drop our weekly video. Okay, let's talk about strategies for using the Capacity Manager to maximize your Q4 sales. You want to align your marketing efforts. So you can coordinate your marketing ad campaigns on Amazon with the inventory insights from your Amazon Capacity Manager. And if you start to run low on stock, you may need to pull back on advertising. And if you haven't properly planned out your inventory for Q4, that's another reason. We recommend this only when you're not able to get in more product to Amazon's warehouse before you start running low. It might be needed to have a backup plan of an FBM offer fulfilled by merchant, if that means that the alternative is no sales, but that is never ideal. Because what you are going to see happen is you're going to see your organic search rankings are going to go down, and the conversions will go down typically when you only have that FBM offer, and that those rankings don't come back very quickly always. So even when you do get back in stock, so that's just something to keep in mind. Also, you want to utilize those performance credits that Amazon has. that will help offset your storage costs by leveraging what they call performance credits from fast selling products. So if you're granted, for instance, additional capacity at Amazon and you're using that capacity, you can earn, it's like 15 cents for every dollar of sales from that additional capacity. Do take note though, that could change. So make sure to click the link below. We'll also have links about the performance credits. That'll also even help offset maybe even up to 100% of your reservation fee, so that you wouldn't have to necessarily pay anything if you submit a reservation fee request. And I do have it on my screen here showing you what making that capacity limit increase request looks like. So you have a visual of what it looks like, and also the max reservation fee area. You can add in looks kind of like that, so you can kind of get an idea of what to expect. And you will want to decide if you even need additional space. Just because you hear something and you hear people talking about it and other brands talking about it doesn't mean you necessarily have to do that. You really have to think about your brand. If you're really not planning to launch and do a big release now, like with a new product during Q4, or that you're if you were doing like a lot of marketing behind a new release of a product, then maybe you might need it. But we typically find that there isn't a need to pay to reserve additional space. But like I said, that's going to be up to your brand, looking at your plan for this Q4, looking at your inventory, looking at historical data, all the things I've previously mentioned. So let me share with you some tips for forecasting and planning inventory for the holiday season. I've talked about this before. You want to leverage that historical data. Use that past sales data to predict future demand accurately, but also account for the growth that's been happening month over month and year over year. Another thing to keep in mind, adjust for trends that you see happening. You're wanting to consider market trends and seasonal spikes that are happening when they're in demand. You'll know of your products if there's more of a seasonal aspect to them, or maybe even a giftable element to your products, and which ones you need to account for selling more of. As long as you've previously sold on Amazon during Q4, that should not be too much of a mystery for you. Another thing you want to do is regularly review forecasts. That's going to be continuously updated, and you do want to look at that, review your forecast as new data comes in from Amazon. That's going to be important because if your brand has recently expanded to the Amazon sales channel platform, this is going to be data that is going to be very, very helpful for you with your inventory planning. So you want to make sure that you're planning typically closer to 60 days or more of inventory, which is more than you've probably heard me previously recommend on other videos. And part of that is not only due to you're going to see the highest sales days, usually late November to December, usually a few days before Christmas is kind of like that really big peak, but also because of slower check-in times that are happening at Amazon's warehouse, because everything is busier, they're doing so much more. They obviously hire more people during that time of year, but everything is slower. So just account for that. Let me share with you too a unique strategy, and that's really thinking about integrating with your Seller Central and Amazon advertising. So in Seller Central, you can use that to monitor your overall sales performance and your inventory levels. This is going to be really good, especially if you're kind of trying to keep a closer eye, especially as things start to really ramp up with sales velocity. And Amazon's Capacity Manager, that's going to give you insights that can really help guide your restocking decisions that you make inside Seller Central, assuring that you have the right products available at the right time. And something else to do is with Amazon advertising, you can amplify your marketing efforts by running targeted ads for products that Amazon's Capacity Manager identifies as high demand. So if you see there's a high demand, that is something where you can really press into more with your Amazon ads. And you can use the sales projections to allocate your ad budget effectively as well. And you want to really promote items that have the highest sales potential. Obviously look at your margins as well too. That's something to take in consideration. We usually recommend this with your catalog in general, unless you're trying to launch, for instance, a new product. Usually you're kind of focusing in on your best sellers anyways, like your top 20% of your catalog, if you have a larger catalog. If you don't have as big of a catalog, you can do more advertising, but you do want to make sure that your ad budget basically has a lot allowed for those high demand products. As it's ramping up, as Amazon's seeing demand, you want to reflect that within your ad campaigns as well. And you'll usually see the best return on your ad spend by focusing in on those highest selling items if you have, like I said, a larger catalog of what you sell on Amazon. Another thing is performance metrics. So you want to track the performance of your ads, and you want to adjust your approach based on real-time data from Seller Central. So the Amazon's Capacity Manager's demand forecasting, that's going to help you anticipate when, like I said, to ramp up your advertising and when to scale back. So if you start running lower on inventory, you really don't want to be ramping up your ads at that point for those particular products that you're running low on, because you're already running low on them and you're waiting for things to possibly get checked in. So that is really you're wanting to take a holistic approach. And by integrating those tools, looking kind of at all those different elements within your Seller Central account, that's going to give you a really solid workflow where you're looking at inventory management, you're looking at sales performance, you're thinking about your marketing strategies to make sure that they're all aligned. And that holistic approach is going to ensure that every aspect of your sales funnel is optimized for maximum efficiency and profitability during Q4 on Amazon. Now, if you want to know how to access this, let me share quickly on how to get to this. As I've been talking about it, I've showed some screen shares, but let me just tell you how to get into it. So you want to log into your Amazon Seller Central account and go to explore the Amazon Capacity Manager, and then you're going to, from there, you can start optimizing your sales strategy even today. The link is also going to be in the description that will take you to Amazon's Seller Central page that's going to explain more of the Capacity Manager, and they have a link within there that's going to link you right over to it, so it'll make it super easy for you to find. Now, if you want to learn more about like maximizing your sales on Amazon with the Prime badge, make sure to watch this video here.